We all had a long drive to get down here, but I had a much different drive than any of you guys, because you guys have people with you when you drive, and I do mine usually by myself. You guys have little people, you guys have each other, which is great. I have a dog that I talk to way more now due to, being in lockdown, but it's helpful. But the crazy shit that happens in my mind when I drive goes from weird Final Destination fatalities. That happens constantly when I have to, pass people. I'm like, that's definitely just going to let go, and that's going to be the end of me, and I'm going to have to deal with that later, or never again, I guess.
I get that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I see that. I mean, totally get that, 100%.
So I play that out, and then I also play, oh, cool, when we're down there, I hope this doesn't happen, I don't know, a fight down at the marina, because I'm like, that'll be bad, but might be exciting. All right. Feel like it'd be fun for.
I just imagine it'd be just a bunch of people getting tossed into the lake.
Yeah, which is cool.
Yeah.
All right. Or I get into this weird part of my brain that I just play out a fantasy from beginning to end for way too long. All right. So on my way down, I usually listen to podcasts, but this time I listened to just music the whole time, which is very random.
That's what we did too, and that was weird. Usually I'm podcasts.
I'm usually all podcasts, but it's podcast until I get tired, and then I switch over to music. But I just listen to music, and the album that I listened to twice was Miley Cyrus's Paper Hearts album.
Okay, yeah.
It's a good album.
That album, first of all, is fucking fire. Fucking, she's got a song with Billy Idol. Oh my god, the album is so good. But then I start playing this in my head of just, because 2 nights ago, I met a couple gals, and they were like, I feel like people just like you. And I was like, yeah, I think you're right. Probably. But probably. People just think I'm kind of cool. And then I think, what if I met Miley Cyrus? Would she think I was cool? And to be honest, I think she would.
I think so too. I think it kind of work. I think
it would work. So then I go into this crazy part of my brain that just starts building this story where I'm like, I'm bartending. She comes into the bar and she's like, listen, I just want to drink. I just want to feel like a normal person. And I'm like, you guys, move. You sit over here. Cool. You hang out over here. I'll get my friends Justin and the Mountain to sit next to you, just in case if anyone recognizes you. But keep your hat on. Because in this situation, she's wearing a big
clearly
floppy
she has to have a hat to cover it up.
Hat and sunglasses, obviously, because that disguises you from the world.
Yeah.
So she's hanging out.
You just call her Hannah Montana.
Yeah. All right. That's Hannah Montana sitting at the bar, and I'm like, haha, you don't know what you're talking about, other people. Great. So we're hanging out, we're chatting, we're having a great time. And then this goes one of 2 ways. One, I start getting on the microphone, and she's like, you know what? Let's get weird today. And she takes the microphone, and then she starts singing, and then she has to escape. So then I get her into the basement of the bar, and then I help her escape from the outer way. And then her management people call me, and they're like, here's Miley's information. And I'm like, is this really her? You know what? Fuck it. Let's chance it out. And she's like, let's go hang out. So we go to this karaoke place, and we do the private karaoke rooms, and we hang out and have the best night. Yeah. And then she's like, wow, you sound just like Johnny Cash when you sing Johnny Cash. So then she's like, I've always wanted to do a cover album of June and Johnny's songs. So she gives me a record deal. All right? We do this whole album. We kind of fall in love together. All right? It's pretty goddamn beautiful.
Yeah.
Then I married Miley Cyrus.
You get Billy Ray's blessing.
Yeah.
I'm more worried about Dolly's blessing than Billy's.
That's true.
Let's be real.
To be fair, I totally agree.
The only thing Billy Ray says, don't break her heart. Her achy break her heart.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Or, guys, the other way that this took, because this was 3.5 hours of my drive, is that kind of the same situation happens. Instead of her picking the mic up, she then gets recognized. All right? So then I use my friends to get her out into a car. But then she still gets my information. She calls in, gets my information. That happens. But then she's like, listen, I need a facade. I need to look at my image, and I need to improve it. And I feel like that, being with someone, and you're super awesome, let's do this. And so then we have this false marriage. I mean, she obviously falls in love with me, guys. Okay, obviously. So that one ends much quicker. But guys, this happened forever, because this is what happens in my brain when I'm alone.
I like how it's either it's this beautiful thing, and we're married and everything's wonderful, and then just false lies and bullshit.
Yeah, that's my life.
Yeah, that's
So-
true. Yeah, that kind of checks out.
On that
But-
note, should we do this?
Yeah,
I
let's
might
get
as
this
well.
thing started.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the BFCU. I am very excited because tonight is the first time that we are all together in the same
Yeah.
room. It just feels so good.
Yeah.
Like, and thank you guys all for hanging out. This is so exciting for me.
Yeah, it's good. I'm tired. I'm sunburned, but it's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
It's real
we all had a long journey to get down here. We are lakeside. We've all got beverages. Maybe some of us are already a little drunk. I had a couple shooters of vodka on the boat. I don't know. Let's see what happens today.
Yeah.
But what we do on this show is we talk about the Marvel movies in chronological order because for a while we didn't have them.
Yep.
We didn't have anything new.
Yeah.
So now we're breaking down each one, going through, and let me tell you, it has already been a journey. So I'm very excited to continue this journey with you guys.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yay!
So on that note, Lance, what are you drinking and what's the last movie you saw?
I am drinking a Liquid Death sparkling water. I'm not a huge sparkling water fan. Some of them are a little too sparkly and aggressive.
Too sparkly.
This is just enough sparkle that I think it's okay. I'm okay with it, and I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. And the last movie I watched was Monsters Inc. I have children,
It's a great movie.
and Monsters Inc. is dope. Like
Yeah,
the
it
original one, it's so good.
University was okay, I guess.
It's decent. It was
Yeah.
decent. It was good enough. But the original, it's a classic.
And they have the show coming to Disney Plus.
I'm afraid it's gonna
with
be
the
a
whole
disappointment.
original cast.
I know. I'm afraid.
returning.
I'm worried.
Can I tell you a Monsters Inc. story here?
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely.
We
Let's
were
go.
at Disney World. I believe it was Lance's first time ever
It
being
was.
there.
Yeah.
They did the Monsters Inc. show. Lance and I, so the girls went back home with the kids, put them down for a nap. Lance and I wandered Disney World by ourselves.
Nice little bro date.
We went into the Monsters Inc. show. The guy up on the stage was picking random people, and he chose Lance to be the villain.
Yeah.
Nice.
I had to make mean faces.
Every time the light was shown on him, he's making it
Right,
mean.
Demonstrate it right
So I
now.
had
That's your mean face?
Yeah, come on, let's just put on the spot. And then I had to hide because Randall, he goes invisible. Like, how you gonna hide? And I just put my my shirt on my face. I just hid in my shirt. You know?
You were the beast in
I
Beauty
made
and the Beast.
it killed. It killed.
Okay.
People
All right?
loved it.
People loved it.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah. And I am happy to introduce one of our guests. And I'm real excited. Wait,
Yeah.
I'm
He's
wrong.
not a guest.
you're not? No. Yeah. I'm
For the very first time, Lance Ferguson is meeting his best friend, Jeffrey Wellman.
Yeah. friends.
He always was meeting the fake Wellman, but now he knows that it's the real Jeff
Yes,
Wellman right
the
here
real
in the flesh.
Jeff Wellman. My personal co-host, the main co-host of this show, Jeff.
Hello.
What are you drinking? What's the last movie you saw?
Who are you drinking? What is happening to you?
Who are you drinking?
Who are you drinking?
Did I say who
Her.
are you drinking?
Who are you drinking?
Who are you drinking?
Mainly Tina.
Okay, that makes sense.
Mainly?
That makes sense.
Mainly?
Okay.
All right, cool. We're just gonna continue on with this.
Just Jeff, the questions and the answers.
The questions and the answers.
Fancy.
Last
Yeah.
movie we watched, what was it? Werewolves Within,
Yeah.
which was super
It's
good.
so good.
It's on Amazon, I think. I don't know. But it's just came out. It's like it's very Shaun of the Dead-esque,
Yeah.
very like Edgar Wright inspired.
That's what it looked like. I'm really curious about
but
it.
with werewolves in a small town,
Yeah.
or maybe there isn't werewolves. It's like kind of leaves it all up in the
Ooh.
air.
Yeah.
It's like a murder mystery. It's kind of Clue-ish.
Okay.
Like kind of
Like
in that
Clueless?
style. Clueless. Yes, it's just like Clueless.
Is Paul Rudd in it?
Yes, Paul Rudd has not aged and he's still in it.
God
that
damn
doesn't
it.
surprise
That
me.
dude looks amazing.
He
Yep,
does.
he
It's kind of
does.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I watched Forgetting Sarah Marshall, and he looks the same.
So good.
Yeah, looks exactly the same. So
Chuck.
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 Kunu.
Pew, pew.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's awesome. What are you drinking?
And I have a Liquid Death sparkling water, and then over here I have a Jameson and Coke. So yeah.
In a bucket. A bucket of Jameson.
Yeah, basically a bucket of Jameson. But I've had a lot. I started my day off with tequila with you, and then it's
As
just
people
been
usually do.
a
Yeah.
bunch of different beers.
Because they don't want to hang out with me, so they're like, tequila's probably going to make it better.
Yeah. Or my rule of thumb is I know you know your drinks and where to stand with certain bars, so I just order whatever you order when we go there.
That's a good rule to follow.
Yeah.
It is a good rule.
That's a really good rule.
Yeah. Yeah.
My dude.
Yeah. Yeah. What are you drinking, babe?
I have some vodka and some water.
Water.
Yeah.
Vodka water?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's flavored water.
Oh, okay.
I was like, I've drank some vodka waters in my day.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So was Jeff in New York and got hammered by like 2 o'clock.
Yep.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that was a good day.
2 p.m.
Yeah.
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 p.m.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It was
And then
like 11
he almost
to like
he almost
2 p.m.
fought
He
a
was wasted.
he almost fought a homeless guy. I was real concerned about that.
Yeah.
For him or for the homeless guy?
For the homeless guy and for him. 'Cause we're right outside of a precinct, and luckily I know everyone that works there, and including everyone in the tombs over there. Like, I know everyone. But this guy started yelling at people, and Jeff's already stumbling. And I'm like,
Not great.
nope, this isn't going to be good.
Yeah.
This isn't going to be good.
I remember this.
Yeah. You start someone, get your bro sway on. It's really.
Gross
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then, luckily, we got a car, and then we got picked up, and then we went to a game store. First time we've been there.
Yeah.
Saw a designer console PlayStation that was rather confusing.
It was a developer's kit.
Yeah.
PlayStation
the dev
2.
kit, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a dev kit for
So-
the PS2.
Yeah.
It was huge.
Those are huge. Yeah, the
was
massive.
massive.
PS2, they're real big.
And
So-
I was like, how much does it cost? And
And I think he would have bought it if they
He
gave
and
was
they were
trying to
like
buy it.
and they were like, it's not for sale. And I was like, yeah, but how much is
How
it?
much does it cost? Everything's the same.
Everything's
I,
Everything's
I didn't
for
know
sale.
how much eyes I should have on him in the store, and to be honest, I don't really care.
I bought a Japanese Super Famicom, which is
Oh,
the
that's cool.
Super
That's cool.
Nintendo in Japan.
Yeah.
So
I would have pushed him like, you should buy it. You should buy
And-
it. Let's
and-
go halvesies.
and I have all the different Street Fighter 2 variants for the Famicom and
Very
Final
nice.
Fight.
Very
so
Are those cartridges or is
Yeah.
it one of
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah, it was great. So, and one of our guests tonight, Jesse, what are you drinking? And what was the last movie you saw?
I'm drinking a little bit of Liquid Death as well. It's very good. Like Lance said, it's not overwhelming.
Yeah,
And we're driving through Kentucky. We stopped at the store and wanted something local, so I grabbed a West 6 Brewing Pennyroyal Pale Ale, which
Ooh.
is very well balanced. Solid beer. I like
Good.
it. Last movie I saw was Raya and the Last Dragon.
Oh, I
Oh,
still need to see
So
it.
we
good.
also did watch that too. Yeah.
So, having
No
kids.
spoilers.
Yeah.
No spoilers, because I still need to watch
Dude.
it.
No,
So
no
good.
We
spoilers.
don't have
It is.
young
It
kids,
is.
but we still watch
yeah.
it.
It is. I was impressed with the fact that I was picturing Mulan and a lot of singing, and Disney
Yeah.
wants to sell their the music for the movie and all that stuff. But no, it was
There was
just
no music.
Yeah,
straight
it's
up,
not. It's not a musical.
straight up Raya being a superhero
worked
and
out.
killing
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
That was the part of it that I was like, no music, just a superhero doing her thing.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
Badass chicks doing badass chick things. That's
Yeah.
all.
Yep.
And dragons.
Yeah.
And dragons.
And dragons.
Dragons is also a good plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Which I think who was the dragon? Was it Aquafina?
Aquafina.
Aquafina did the
Aquafina
voice.
Kills it as
She
a
is
dragon.
money. Yeah,
I knew it
she's
right away too. I was
money,
listening. I was like, I know
You
this
can't
voice. I know this
her
voice.
voice is so
And then I looked it
distinct.
up. I was like, yes, it is
Yeah.
Aquafina. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
She was awesome. I
Yeah.
loved
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, she is great. So
Well, fuck yeah. All right. I still haven't seen it. I will soon. I'm sure I'll probably watch it within the next week.
Yeah.
Being as there's a bunch of children upstairs. Love them. But they're all upstairs.
Yep.
The last movie I saw was The Tomorrow War.
oh,
Good,
we
we
watched
watched
that too. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it.
Yep.
I didn't love it.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was entertaining, but like, do you need to watch it?
No.
Nah. No.
It's okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and like Chris Pratt doesn't get to have Chris Pratt moments in it.
Oh, really?
He's
Oh,
just
man.
action
No,
dude.
he's
Yeah.
like-
Yeah.
I still want to see it though. I'll still check it out.
Like it's entertaining. It has good scenes. The premise is interesting. But then it just kind of ends.
I fell asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. All right.
I will still watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
surprised that I didn't fall asleep because I was rather intoxicated when I watched it. Because when I watched it was when my last day of work was, and I immediately went to straight up vacation mode. I was
Yeah.
like, that's it. Clocked out, give me a pint of tequila. Let's go. And then I went home, and I usually go to bed at midnight. I was up till 2 that night.
Ooh.
And guess what? One of those nights leading up to this trip, I was up until 5.
What?
Yeah. And on another
Feeling
night,
dangerous.
I was up till 12:30, but then I had to be woken up at 5:30. I won't get into the details on that because it's a little inappropriate. But I didn't sleep that much that night either.
All right. All right.
So I'm also drinking a Liquid Death, and I'm drinking a 1800 Anejo that Jesse brought. It's an Anejo, right? Or is it Reposado?
Reposado.
It's a Reposado. Excuse me.
Tradicional.
All right, I'm very excited about it. I feel like I should have poured myself a larger glass because I'm already going through it, but that would have made me look terrible. On that note, Jeff, what movie did we watch this week?
We watched 2018's Black Panther. Yeah.
I'm real excited for this.
Yeah.
buddy.
Yeah. So directed by Ryan Coogler, who at this point was kind of famous for doing the Creed movie.
Yeah.
So
About the band.
yes, about the band Creed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you take me higher? It's the documentary about Creed.
I actually am
directed by
in
Ryan
that
Coogler.
movie.
Yeah.
I know you
So
are.
Yeah.
I play Scottsdale.
Yeah. It's all in all the flashback scenes.
Can you take me higher?
I think that's
Killing
the
it.
second
Killing it.
time we've sang that song on
Absolutely.
this.
I'm not
this
surprised,
Twitch
guys.
streams.
It's a
Yeah.
great song. It's a great band. Everyone loves Creed,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
Anyways, continue.
So yeah, I mean, we've said this is a big one, but this is a big one, not just for Marvel movies. This was a big movie. This movie was a big deal. This did a lot for culture, for certain cultures and certain representation, and this was huge. This movie was massive. So, and yeah, freaking love this movie. So
We also have a gift for our guest. Since we are doing
Oh,
this
yes.
for the first time all together,
yep.
we have a gift for Jesse.
Oh.
Yeah. Open it up.
Oh, goodness.
Nice, bitch!
Yeah. And it's
Jeez.
green apple.
Yeah, you
so-
can't keep
Yeah.
the shirt.
I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it.
But you can keep the shirt if you want. I don't care.
Oh,
There
God.
you go.
Go for it. Go for it.
Yeah.
I hate you
Yes,
guys.
yes.
Get it, son.
Yeah.
Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it.
We're all so
There
proud
you
of
go.
you.
So proud.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
like a
it's way
champ.
better
So
than mine
proud.
earlier.
He took it like a
Yeah, you did.
Cheers.
It was cold earlier, but it's been wrapped in that shirt for a while.
time.
You know what? That helped because it didn't hurt the teeth.
That's true. That's true. I would rather take it warm. So
Yeah.
Woo.
anyway,
What an awesome gift. What an awesome gift.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
Yeah, welcome.
So this was an iconic movie, especially with all the superhero movies that have been coming out.
yeah,
This was many children did not have this type of hero that they
Yeah.
could look up to and that they could see in themselves.
yep,
And it was awesome. And the way that I know you were still talking about
no,
this.
you're good. Go ahead.
I mean, this was Chadwick Boseman's debut into the MCU.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he has passed in the most abrupt celebrity death that I can think of.
Yeah, in recent time, I can't think of anything more abrupt than that.
Yeah.
Like, I can think of, like, an abrupt, like, overdose. But, like,
Athlete Kobe. We just had
Yeah.
Kobe.
Yeah.
So,
but as abrupt as something that was diagnosed and that they were
Yeah.
living with
Yeah.
and working with.
Yeah.
and
He
nobody
hit it for so long.
He hit it very
so
well.
Yeah.
I mean, he was already here,
Yeah.
but dude, I don't. There isn't a level. There isn't a level for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
He did what he loved to
Yeah.
do. He kept doing it, took care of his family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it was done, it was done.
Yeah.
Yep.
I remember just a week or two before he had passed, or a couple weeks or something, he had posted like a picture of himself onto social media. He was super thin in the face.
Yeah.
Gaunt, just didn't look well, and the comments were just tearing him apart, thinking he's addicted to drugs or there's something else going on, and like just ripping him apart. And then you find out just weeks later what was actually going on and how difficult it actually was, and it just sucks it hit.
Yeah.
So terribly young, way too young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way too young.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But I mean, I don't want to start this out on such a sad note, but like, let's raise a glass, like, to
A real
the Black
superhero.
Panther, like,
Yeah.
fucking Wakanda
Chadwick
forever,
Boseman,
like,
yeah.
let's go. Fucking cheers, buddy.
Yeah. It's kind of, I mean, what was everybody's just initial, when you first initially, like, watched this movie? Like, anybody?
My initial, like, introduction to this movie wasn't the movie. It was the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
soundtrack, for sure.
That soundtrack is so fucking fire.
Yeah.
Kendrick
It was
Lamar
Oh,
did a Disney
bottom.
movie soundtrack.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
How mind-blowing is
Yeah.
that when you think about that?
And I mean, that's
Like,
how, like, when, I mean, of course, like, I said this before on the show, like, soundtracks are big for me. I said this on our show, like, soundtracks are big for me. And the second I saw that Kendrick was touching something, I was like, oh, this is going to be great.
Yeah.
This is going to be great. Because I think, obviously, we're all big fans of hip-hop and rap, and I think what makes a great hip-hop artist transcends more than just hip-hop.
Yeah.
Which all of Kendrick's album has been phenomenal. Like, Damn is one of my favorite albums of all time.
Yep.
Yep.
But there are only a handful of people that can do that. The RZA did it.
Yep.
Kendrick did it.
Yep.
Legend status right there.
Yeah.
I think Lance might have heard me play this soundtrack a million times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those where top to bottom, every song,
Yeah.
there's no
The
skipping.
Weeknd.
Every song's
Yeah.
a banger.
Yeah.
Like, every
Yeah.
song hits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Weeknd.
within,
Scott.
like,
Travis Scott,
Yeah.
Weeknd, like, yeah, there's so many good artists too that you put on there.
And that goes beyond just the like listed soundtrack. Like the score is
Yeah.
fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like I bought the score on vinyl for one scene in the entire movie. The casino scene.
Oh,
The song they
for
play
sure.
through the casino scene is
Yeah.
so good. And like I got chills thinking about it. It's so great.
Yeah.
And I bought it on vinyl and like I put it on for the first time right after I got it. I was like, oh yes. It's not even the whole soundtrack. It's
Yeah.
just the score.
Yeah.
There's no lyrics, it's just the song.
Oh, that's awesome.
Music from the movie. It's that good.
yeah. Speaking of the casino scene, like, we talked about with, like, Winter Soldier, that was a very, like, James Bond-esque movie.
Yeah.
That
But
scene,
we didn't
yeah.
get the casino scene.
Yeah.
Like, a good James
This
Bond
was it.
house.
This was
This
it.
was
We
it.
got our casino, like, very
Yeah.
James Bond-esque.
Yeah.
Just walking around,
Yeah.
kind of
Well, and
spotting their
they-
target, like,
Yeah.
They
just
kept those
very-
ties from like the spy espionage-ish from Winter Soldier and brought that over because
yeah, and
They
it
were there.
worked. It worked great.
Yeah.
Like it worked great. So, I love that this movie now, because we got a little bit of Black Panther in Civil War, and it was great. Which that was what I was excited for the most in Civil War. But this we got introduced to Wakanda. That was the dopest part. Like, we got introduced to the most amazing, most technologically advanced society in the world, and
No one knows it exists.
yeah,
Yeah.
like, how cool is that? Like, and it's that part really stuck true to the comics and stuff like that, which I appreciated. But giving that, we also got to, like, see all the different types of tribes and how
Yeah.
they work
Yeah.
and how they work together or don't work together.
and I was surprised they dug that far into it
Yeah.
and used those relationships
Yeah.
and those contentious points in between the leaders and little things like that to make that work.
Instead of focusing on the character so we can get to know the character, they introduced us to the character by putting the character in an environment that they were teaching
Yeah.
us.
I thought it was very primal.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was like very King of the Jungle sort of.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they are in Africa and they're you know, all the tribes. It's like, let's see who's the top dog.
Yep.
And, you know, and you know, they have to battle it out to see who is the king and who's going to be the Black Panther. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought part of that was just, or that whole storyline, I was like, it just so aligns with just the cultural aspect, the historical aspect of that continent.
Yeah.
I love the battle aspect of it, of how you can challenge the Black Panther.
Yeah.
I love that so much. I've loved that throughout entire history, within Roman empires, where it was like, all right, cool. Instead of full on war, you bring your best, I bring my best.
Yeah.
We'll see
Yeah.
who's the top. I love it, and the way that it was shot on this beautiful waterfall with everyone standing on these ledges out on the side. Oh,
And I mean, really, let's say that the winner of this movie is set design and costuming.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
for sure. Because
that-
even the individual,
So good.
the intricacies, however the fuck you say that word,
Intricacies.
intricacies. I'm like,
you're still saying it wrong.
fucking, I don't know.
I'm just kidding. You're totally
Moving
saying
on.
it right.
Of all the different tribesmen, and they have the different colors and the way they dress, and when you look at M'Baku and how he they're a mountain-based tribe, so he dresses for winter and
Yeah.
other things like that. These little subtleties, they killed it across the board.
Yeah.
And even looking at the dialogue was so set so specifically. The way that we didn't need to know M'Baku was a vegetarian and that his whole tribe was.
Yeah.
That's true.
But for some reason, okay, you can correct me on this. You can correct me on
Finish,
this, okay?
please.
All right. I don't know much about anything. I'm just here to keep the conversation going. We all know that. But that line taught me so much about that tribe. Of just getting into oh, okay, this is what you're about. Great.
So the reason,
Destroyed.
and
Fine.
no.
That's
So
fine. No, it's
the
cool.
reason they did it
cool. I'll
is
go
it's a
fuck myself.
throwback. It's a callback to the comic books because one of the leaders of the tribes was Man-Ape,
Oh yes.
and that's who M'Baku's to represent.
Yes.
He's a giant
Oh.
ape person, and he's a leader of the tribe, and that's who he is to represent. So, if we were to get more, or when we do get more of M'Baku, which I really hope we do, because
Yes.
I loved him as a character, realize he is hands down the strongest person in all of Wakanda.
Yeah.
With strength rivaling the Black Panther, getting close.
Okay, I'll take that.
But I mean, because
But that depends on how you define strength. Because if you define strength as straight up being a warrior, or you define strength as being intelligent, that is a whole nother conversation.
and that's the reason the Black Panther is who the Black Panther is, because he is all encompassing.
okay.
But you want to talk just pure, raw, primal strength and power?
Stronger than T'Challa.
Yeah.
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 And that's who we were supposed to be, and that's how that's supposed to work.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
And that's why they did that, because if you watch it, it's just one of the tribes. And then it clicks. He's more than that. Way more than that. That's a throwback to the comic books.
That honestly is the only, as far as character choice things, when you speak about his intelligence, is the only character choice thing in the movie that I wish they would have went into, is how freaking smart T'Challa is.
Yes.
They didn't
T'Challa
at
is
all.
one of the most intelligent
Yeah.
human
They
beings on
didn't
Earth.
at all.
No.
Yeah.
They focus on how smart Shuri is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was it.
And I think the reason they did that is because if they do it, he's just going to look like a Tony Stark.
Yeah.
And
Tony Stark with a bunch
instead
of
of
tech.
doing that, they made him this masterful leader of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That obviously Tony can't do.
Yeah,
if you do
focus
that,
on the
it's
leadership
it's a
aspect.
little
On its
too close. I
leadership.
kind of get it. It makes it, in my opinion and the way I see it, makes him stick out a little more.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask one question. We don't have to dwell on this very long. But do you think maybe that choice was made because Marvel knew what was happening in his life?
And maybe they wanted
I don't think that
to
I don't
create
think
a
they did.
I
character
don't think
choice
they
for
did.
Shuri. I think the choice was to, when it comes to Infinity War, to why Shuri is so intelligent, that she's more intelligent than Tony and Banner,
Yeah.
and can pull the Mind Stone out of
Yeah.
Vision.
It's a good point.
I think that was why they introduced that as that.
Okay.
And I mean, we can see Ryan Coogler loves creating strong women.
Yeah.
I mean, that's honestly
That was
that's
my favorite part is all the strong women around
Yeah.
Black Panther that just
Oh.
made him
and
a
that's what
badass
makes
to
him a great
support.
leader.
Yeah.
I love that part.
And
Yeah.
I love that we continue to see them. I mean,
Yes.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier, when they show up, it's just game over.
Yeah.
Y'all
Yeah.
are fucked.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
already know it. Yeah. Yeah,
And like personally, I mean, I'm sure like both Jesse and I can speak to this. Like I'm raising girls, so I am
yeah.
all about badass women figures and girls that they can look at and they can think like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Being strong
I can be
being
cool.
strong is cool.
Yeah.
I can be strong. I can be
I can be
tough. I can be smart. I can do all these things because I tell my girls all the time how strong they are, how smart they are.
Yeah.
And it's nice that they can see that and I can show them that.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely to have girls and to be able to take them to these movies and have them see these characters and they make that just that even that little small connection of where, hey, that's a girl, I'm a girl, and just to have them have that mindset of you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And, like, that is why this movie is so iconic, because it's not even on that same level of just seeing like strong women on screen. Like, we're seeing a black superhero.
Yeah.
Like, it's not
Absolutely.
like on the side. No, that's
front
him.
runner.
That's
Leading
the
things.
fucking dude.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. And also, that dude, it was just like he played it so well.
He
I was
did.
like, oh man,
The,
I never freeze.
Nailed it.
the fact that MCU picked Black Panther as their first,
I just wanted to say
Yeah,
it
I
once.
know.
I just
I
wanted
know.
to say it
Nailed it.
once, okay?
Yeah.
Come on.
they picked Black Panther as their first like leading black superhero is fitting because Black Panther was the first leading black superhero
Yeah.
in the comics. Like he was the first one to do it. Like nobody. There had been little here and there, but I mean he precedes Falcon. He precedes.
Yeah.
Freaking. Why am I drawing a blank on his name?
Luke Cage.
Luke Cage. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Luke Cage. That's exactly what I
That's
meant.
good. That's good.
He even
Yeah.
preceded.
I didn't think I was going to get one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did. He even
Guys.
preceded Green Lantern
Yeah.
when they
Yeah.
introduced
Yeah.
what's his name as
like-
as the other Green Lantern.
I do feel like
Like-
I need to preface this with like, most of us are white dudes. You're not.
Mexican.
But like, we don't have that. Like,
Yeah.
we don't have those opportunities and those moments and like those things to see. And it is cool to see it, but like, I would like to hear other people's perspectives. So if people want to talk about it,
yeah, I
please,
mean, even
Yes.
like so.
talk out.
Not being black, but being Mexican, like lighter shade of brown, and we get to see these. You do get to see like the fact that they come up with, what's been a comic book hero for a while, and then they decide that hey, we're gonna make this superhero and put him in the forefront, and the fact that they knocked it out of the ballpark. There's like no other way around it besides saying that they hit a home run with it, and just the movie. The quality, the characters, everything top to bottom, the graphics, the way they shot the movie, Coogler did a great job just telling the story. I love the fact about it too was one of the big things was the origin that they went into it. His dad was like this personality that was sort of Mandela-like, and
Yeah, a lot of really close ties there.
and it was just like we're gonna kind of play off of that, and then have his son be the heir, have his son be that who shows up to be the greatest superhero from that the other continent on the other side of the world, and I mean when you heard all the buzz and everything, you saw all the accolades that were being kind of thrown out there. And then you went and you saw the movie, and I think we went and saw it together.
Yeah.
And it was like you left and you were like, holy shit, it was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And it was one of those where it's like, I want to see it again.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you don't go to the movies and like have that feeling, and I think when you do have sort of that connection, as slight as it may be, you do get that just sort of inner joy, and you're like, oh man. It just was like, oh, that was fucking cool. That was really cool.
There's so much crammed into this movie because of the story. There's so much, all the tribes and the story,
a lot of origin,
the little stories, and like at the end of the day, this is one of those origin story movies which we talked about before are not the best sometimes. Like the worst Captain America is the first one.
It is
Like-
an origin story, but it's not him discovering his
Yes.
powers. It's him
Yes.
discovering how to become a leader.
Yeah.
Yes,
who he is.
exactly, which was
It's
what
not-
makes it great.
know
I would
who you
venture to
are.
say
It's
that
not him
when you
becoming
look
a
at
superhero.
when you look at the MCU and the like origin stories of all these, like hands down, far and away, this is the best one.
And it's the best. And you said it
Yeah.
earlier because it's not really about T'Challa.
No.
Like it's about the environment.
Yeah.
We're learning about
Yeah.
so much
Yeah.
about this world that we have nothing about.
Yeah.
Like
And you
can,
see in there, he's good at being Black Panther very
People-
early on.
people love him.
Yeah,
Like,
he gets to do things. He is working on being
But-
king.
Yeah.
We're
That's what he has to
He
improve
has his
at.
one weakness.
is that he never freezes.
Never
Again. But that's what this is. That's what this is.
And that's what I loved about it for being an origin story because, I mean, it worked in our favor that we were already introduced to him.
Yeah.
So, like, even if you didn't go research after you met him in Civil War, you already kind of knew who he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So coming into this, you were just like, let's go.
There's a
Yep.
big familiarity.
I'm in.
Like, that's it. So maybe that is a factor in why it was so successful in this being an origin story. But
Yeah.
it was so great to learn about the environment and Wakanda, and also like they figured it out. Like I wish we lived a fucking cool Wakandan life.
So I don't know
Cool
if you
technology like
I don't know
all
if you guys
vibranium.
are aware, but where we live, there's a suburb north of us called Wakanda, Illinois.
Oh,
Apparently, the mayor was getting a lot of phone calls
Random phone calls on the mayor's
asking him
office.
about the vibranium and where to get that vibranium. And he'd be like, at first, I guess he'd be like, what's going on? And then as the movie was,
Yeah. Or just like random Wakanda Forever.
and I thought that was one of the funniest things I'd ever heard.
And there was a while like
they spell it different.
somebody bought like a bunch of Black Panther masks and would put them around the town, like on statues and stuff, and just make them wear it.
Wakanda forever.
Yeah.
I mean, another thing about this movie that like was kind of iconic is like they've done like SNL skits on different parodies within the Avengers and stuff like that. Like they did a Hawkeye one, but that was specific
Yeah.
because Jeremy Renner was on that
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
All right, but other than that, they just had one other one, and it was just like fucking these dudes leaving a movie like theater, and they were just like Wakanda forever, and they're just doing. Someone's like, you can't do that. That's not for you. And like, it's such a staple in just like society of just like, oh, they got SNL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got SNL as a
Absolutely.
superhero movie.
Yeah.
Like, not even as
The big- yeah.
oh, we've got Chadwick Boseman on, we can do this. No, they just straight up did it.
Yeah. It was a big enough deal.
This reached a lot of people, and it was, I mean, it's just
Yeah.
it's just a good fucking time.
Just did it. They did it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were talking about the origin. So when they do the whole kind of showing us in the 90s when T'Chaka goes to America, shout out to Sterling K. Brown, my
Yes.
man.
Yeah, dude.
Oh
Yes.
man, I love
Killed
Sterling
it.
K.
Dude,
Brown.
that
So good.
scene.
He was on
so
screen
good.
for 5 minutes. and
It's like
It's memorable.
so good.
It's ingrained in me.
always,
I
like,
remember
a
it.
tear in your eye
I
when he
love-
talks. Like,
I
so,
love
like,
I love Sterling K. Brown. I loved you. Did any of you guys see the new Predator movie?
Yeah.
He's so fucking good at
So
that.
good.
I haven't
He
seen it.
delivers. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go on record right now. He delivers the best fuck ever in movie history in that movie. And it's the part where they're sitting there and he's like, "Yeah, we call it a predator. It hunts its prey and all this." And she's like, "Isn't that more like a hunter?" And he goes, "Yeah, but we cited predator. Sounds cooler." and then everybody's like, "Yeah," and he goes, "Fuck yeah!" It is the coolest fuck yeah, ever.
Yeah.
Like it is so fucking cool the way he delivers it. I don't know. I don't know.
In that scene when he is betrayed by his confidant,
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
what? Fuck.
Yeah.
This is how this movie starts. This is how this goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And shout out to Ryan Coogler because that, I mean, it throws back to like Oakland, California.
In the
And
90s.
that's- Yeah. That's where Ryan Coogler's from.
Oh,
Like the movie
yeah.
starts and ends in his hometown.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. The fact that he has tribal things up on the wall next to a Public Enemy #1
Yeah.
poster,
Yeah.
like
Oh,
just
yeah.
shows like the types of influences. That right there shows the influences of this movie. Right
Yeah.
there is
Oh, yeah.
combining those types of cultures together. Like it's amazing.
What time are we looking at right now?
We're sitting at 42 minutes, so
42 minutes?
yeah. Let's get into the cast. Like we've talked about Sterling K. Brown.
Yeah. Well, we
Michael
talked
B.
a lot about a lot of things. We have not touched on the villain in this movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll talk about the cast. Let's go because I'm very excited about it.
Okay, so last week I said that Jesus Christ, when we were talking about Spider-Man, I said that was my favorite villain in the MCU.
Yeah. Vulture.
Vulture. Thank you.
Michael Keaton.
Michael B. Jordan as Eric Killmonger
It's
is my
mine.
favorite character,
Yeah.
period, in the MCU. Hands down.
Yeah. And my favorite villain, my favorite character. I totally have to agree. I think he absolutely killed it. The writing killed it. The way they made his story, the costuming for him in itself, just absolutely phenomenal.
Yes.
Like his line delivery, everything. I couldn't have been more perfect. Could not have been more perfect.
Come on, one of his first lines. Nah, I'm just feeling
I'm just
it.
failing it.
It's so fucking cool.
Oh, the way he delivers it is just amazing.
Michael B. Jordan is just like a very cool individual, and he's
Yes.
been in the MCU before, like within the Fantastic Four universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He played the Human Torch, and like no one talks about that movie because why would you?
Yeah.
But dude, his prosthetics of just making his body look like his kill count
Yeah.
took so fucking long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and he went through that every day shooting,
Did
Yeah.
you
and
did
he
you
looked so good.
did you guys hear
What's up,
about the
little
girl?
lady?
The
Come on.
oh, we got a Nala coming in.
We've got
Come on.
a special guest.
Go.
Come on.
Go.
Okay, we're coming all the way in.
Right.
We're coming all the
Hold
way
the
in.
All the way.
Coming
Hold
all
the
the
mic.
way
There
in.
you go.
There it
What's
is.
your cord?
All right.
Nala's here to talk about Michael B. Jordan. That's her hero.
Did you guys hear the story about when Michael B. Jordan first took off his shirt for the fight scene?
No.
There was a girl in the theater that bit when he took his took his shirt off. She bit down so hard on her retainer that she broke her retainer, and then her friend tweeted about it. So Michael B. Jordan paid for all of her dental work.
That's
That's
awesome.
amazing.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
What?
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
he paid for all of her dental work because she was like, "Oh my god," and just broke
Yeah.
her retainer.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, I
come
get
on.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get
Oh,
it.
yeah,
And that
for
fight
sure.
scene. Oh,
Gnarly.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh.
I'll give it to Chadwick. He was pretty cut, like looking good in that movie. But
Dude.
Mike, he
B.
took his
Jordan.
shirt off. I was just like, oh man, he's
Oh.
gonna get fucked
Yeah.
up. Like,
My friend is in trouble, son.
Yeah.
Creed.
Yeah.
he was, so, and then that's why he knows how to build that big boxer
Yeah.
build.
Yeah.
He knows how to train himself like that. Like,
well, I'm not going to say that he knows how to train himself that way. I'm going to say he has the money to pay someone to train him that way.
that's true.
But
That's
I
true.
mean, obviously Chadwick Boseman could do
Do the
that.
same, yeah.
Like
It's different. It's different
But-
builds for what they're supposed
exactly,
to do.
exactly. He's supposed to be bigger. He's supposed to play that imposing villain.
Yeah,
which worked out.
He's
in
a
his
former
backstory.
SEAL turned
Yeah.
mercenary.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
Like,
and like for Eric Killmonger, like all he knows is violence.
yeah.
That's what he knows.
Yeah.
and that's what he's good at, and that's what he will do. And
Yeah.
he looks like it.
Yeah, which that whole part they actually that deviates away from the comic a little bit. So Eric Killmonger, same story. He was born as I can't remember. They say his actual
Yeah.
native name. That part is true, but his family ends up kind of being shitty and leaves him somewhere. He has no relation to the throne in the comic book, and he gets raised by these like mercenaries out in the woods, basically.
Okay.
And so he grows a hatred towards Wakanda because he feels like they abandoned him. So that part
Okay.
is kind of true. But as far as his tie to the throne and his tie to being T'Challa's cousin and all that, that's different. But they somewhat kept like that part the same.
That was something, what you just mentioned right now, something that, that got me to think when they talked about when, T'Challa, you mentioned him being such a great leader, and that's really the role that he is. He's a leader. And he went back into when the what's his name that played the witch doctor.
Forrest Whitaker's character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that he like sent them back to talk to the ancestors, and he talked to his dad, and he basically yelled at his dad, "We left him. You left him. You left him, and he belonged here," and that sort of thing. I'd say that part hit me where I was like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, shit, like, wow, you know,
Yeah.
he makes a good point.
Yeah.
And the other thing was like, that's just who T'Challa was, you know.
Yeah.
That's why he is the Black Panther, because he knew that even his dad at that time being the Black Panther did him wrong. And then that's
Yeah.
why, you know, when Killmonger becomes who he is, he develops that hatred, and he wants to basically find, you know, Wakanda and everything. Like that was everything that led him. There was just so much built up towards that anger, frustration, and he just wanted to deliver another kill. You know, and,
Yeah.
that's basically that character for me. Like that moment kind of hit hard as to he is the way he is because of a moment like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Impactful.
Ryan Coogler did a really good job of, okay, we know why he's mad, we understand, but he's still a bad guy. But then when he goes in to get the Black Panther powers and he goes back and him and his dad
Dad talk, yeah.
sitting in that that apartment,
Yeah.
that's when it
Yeah.
hits you
Oh,
hard.
yeah.
And then you're just like, I
Absolutely.
get it, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck these dudes up. You're
Absolutely.
kind of like rooting them out a little bit. You're like,
Yeah.
I kind of like him.
They
I wasn't
abandoned
mad.
him.
The first time I watched the movie, I was kind of like, God, this dude's a fucking asshole. And then the next time, you know, you go
see
through and you
why.
understand it more, you're like, I get it, I understand.
Yeah, I kind
you
of
know,
get I get his anger. Like he was completely abandoned, and you know, and T'Challa to a point gets it too, because I
Yeah,
mean, he
absolutely.
even he's like, you know, at the end, you know, he leads him out onto the mountain, and he's like, we could still save you, and
Yeah.
and then he delivers. I'm gonna butcher it, but he delivers the dopest
Yeah.
line ever. You know, why would I be in prison like my forefathers and jump from the ship and die?
Yeah.
Like, just
Yeah.
leave me here. Like, it's
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Like the dialogue in this movie it's so fucking good.
Yeah, it was.
Like
It should have won every award ever invented.
Every award.
That year.
Yeah,
all of 'em.
it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
2018, I'm sure it was going up against some good
Yeah.
movies and stuff,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's still, and unfortunately, a lot of these.
It's a superhero movie.
Exactly.
Like, that's
Yeah.
why.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
But it was more than that.
Yeah.
It was so
So
much
much
more
more
than
than
that.
that.
It was.
But
way
even
more
then,
than
I mean,
that.
we just got so much that there's one part in this movie that I was a little upset about. 'Cause
Okay.
there's a lot of characters in it, and you get a lot of things, and you finally see somebody become who they are in the comic books. When you see Claw
Yep.
get his prosthetic robot arm,
Yes.
and start blasting things, I'm like, oh, we got a new
Yep.
big villain. This dude can do it because he's that mercenary. He's dark. He's dirty. He's underground. He can do things, and then they just kill him.
Yeah.
I was like, that was really short, and I was excited in my brain,
Oh,
racing. I was like, we could see Andy Serkis do cool shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So much cool
We
shit.
get to see Andy Serkis be Andy Serkis
Yes.
too. He wasn't doing a mocap for
Yeah.
a gorilla or Gollum
Yeah.
or anything.
Gollum, yeah.
Yeah, he actually just got to like be on screen as a human, which
Yeah.
is a cool
And I
change.
was so
of pace.
excited, and then
I thought he did a great job too.
and then they
Like,
killed him, and
that
then
was
we
just-
don't get it anymore.
Most people wouldn't even know he was those other characters.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
it was
No,
really
So like
that
in
dude
this
is
one
awesome.
movie, I lost
Oh.
two of my favorite villains. You know, like I was so excited for Claw because it would have been so cool to see that.
Yeah.
And then obviously Killmonger and Claw both died, and now I'm just sad.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, that definitely sucked. So we had Lupita Nyong'o,
Yeah.
killing it.
That bitch. It's awesome.
Who
Kill it.
else? Is it Letitia Wright? Is that his sister? I forget her name.
Yeah,
I think
so.
Letitia Wright playing Shuri. She's great.
Danae.
I can't pronounce
I
her name.
can't say it. Yeah.
Was it
I'm gonna-
Guerrera?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's
Guerrero.
Michonne from The Walking
Yeah.
Dead.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what a lot of people
Yeah.
know her from.
but she, oh my god, she is
She was.
continually such a
Phenomenal.
bad bitch.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes, yeah.
every time she comes on, I'm just like, you better fuck someone up.
Yeah.
Let's
The-
go.
the-
Yeah.
Let's do it.
She had
Yeah.
like the biggest struggle though, like when he wasn't the king anymore.
Yeah.
But she
Oh,
still
yeah.
was like, I gotta
She's
follow
the general.
king.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But she
she's
was
like-
still like,
Which
She
Yeah.
says she has to be loyal to Wakanda, and
Yeah.
if he's the king, she's
gotta
going
be
to
loyal
be
to
loyal
Wakanda.
to Wakanda.
Yep. Yeah, the whole casino scene, she's just pissed off about her wig.
Yep.
I
And then
yeah,
it comes
she
back,
like it.
she throws the wig in the dude's
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it was so great.
loved it.
It was so great. Yeah. There was a lot of good There was good comedy
his
in it.
mom,
it wasn't.
Angela
Oh
Angela
yeah,
Bassett.
Angela. Yeah,
Yes.
sorry.
How do we
Yeah.
miss that?
I know. I always skip it over
Yeah.
Angela
Yeah.
Bassett, a fucking legend.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh man.
yeah, she was great. Honestly, if that was a hit, I would say more Angela Bassett in the movie. But there was
Yeah.
it's such a stellar cast. It would be hard.
You
to
never
have
know.
more
They
of it.
might come back to some more origin story, and Angela Bassett
Yeah.
will have her own movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I would watch
know.
that
See,
movie.
let's see some
we,
things.
we have no idea what Marvel's gonna do.
No.
Yeah. So
No
Which
idea.
they just started filming the sequel Wakanda Forever. So it'll be
That'll be
all,
interesting.
all Kevin Feige said is we are going to do the best job we can to pay homage to Chadwick's life, and it's going to be interesting as far as the story, where they're going to go. We're guessing Shuri's going to take up the mantle. We don't know.
We don't know.
Yeah, I honestly have no idea,
Yeah.
and I don't want to know. I just want to go watch
Yeah.
the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
And
want to know.
absolutely.
Whatever
I don't
Ryan
wanna-
Coogler wants to do, I trust
I
him.
wanna-
Yeah, at this point,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I 100% trust
Yeah,
whatever
you
he
have no
decides.
reason not to.
Yeah, 100%. So, very, very excited. Anybody else in the cast that anybody can like jump out to him or whatever?
Martin Freeman.
Martin Freeman, yeah. I mean, he kind of played our fish out of water, not like
Yeah.
doesn't know anything about
Yeah.
Wakanda.
Yeah, which one the funniest line in the movie? Another white boy to fix.
Oh yeah,
When
yeah.
Shuri has to give him his rock.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is a really subtle nod to Winter Soldier being
Yeah.
put in
Yeah.
Wakanda and then
Yeah,
fixing
the
it.
fact that Bucky's
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yes,
he's,
absolutely.
he's somewhere in the whole movie
Yeah.
in Wakanda.
We
Just-
had no idea.
Running around with one arm, just
Yeah.
like looking at sheep, living
Yeah.
his life.
Yep. And then, what was the other one? She called him a colonizer at one point. She was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
whatever you say, colonizer or
Yeah.
something like that. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that was sweet.
Yeah, which just makes me
was.
love Shuri and I want more of her.
Yeah.
So I'm cool with it.
Yeah. She is super funny. Anything else to hit on the cast though? We had Martin Freeman, Angela Bassett.
I was surprised at how strong they made him appear as like, because he's an agent, and then, with his background and everything, when she had him fly the ship, she's like, how to do this.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
He was, and he did. He rocked that shit too, and I was kind of surprised because he was the Hobbit, and
Yeah. And
Yeah.
he was kind of an asshole during Civil War because he
Yeah.
was the one locking them all up. You
Yeah.
know? So it was kind
He
of
was
like a redemption, being
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
He was a
just
man that had to do a job in that
he was
one.
just doing his
This
job.
time he's a
That's
hero.
all it
Yeah.
was. And
Yeah.
hopefully it was them trying to set him up for I'm figuring he's going to be in more stuff.
Yeah.
Especially if they end up doing the Thunderbolt movies.
Yeah.
I mean, even
Because
if
he's
you look
in
at
charge of the raft.
what's
so-
his name, the guy that plays, what's the other agent?
Coulson?
Coulson. He
Yeah.
wasn't supposed to be in anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were
Yeah.
like,
They loved
oh
him.
shit, this works out.
Yeah, let's
So-
let's set up regular human beings because it adds a cool element of seeing how they react
Yeah.
around
Yeah.
all these amazing people.
Yeah.
whom are supposed to be
yeah,
our everyday
Yeah.
normal
Yeah.
heroes. Like
Yeah.
we don't have superheroes. We have, these guys that are in, CIA and all these FBI, all these levels of our
of the government and whatnot.
and
Yeah,
then they're connected to beings that are actually going to take care of them. you
Yeah.
know? So it's
Yeah.
a cool element that they throw that in there.
yeah, it is.
agree.
It gives
I
us that fish out of water kind of
Well-
look at it. So
On this note, should we take a little break?
yeah, let's
Yeah.
take a
Have
quick
a
break.
quick little moment. We'll circle back in a few minutes. Enjoy whatever Jeff plays.
Yep.
And grab a drink, go to the bathroom, do whatever you want.
Cool.
Fold it to the side.
Oh, we're back. Let's go. We're still talking about Black Panther.
Back Panther. Back Panther. I mean, we talked about it a lot. Like the cast is great, the story's great,
Music.
the music is phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
That
Yeah.
transcends everything. Like just the story in itself and the way everything went, and one of the coolest parts was like seeing the transformation of like M'Baku's character. His
Yeah.
whole character arc was really cool. How he went from kind of rivaling and warring to end up like helping, and just M'Baku being M'Baku, played by Winston Duke. Another one, fucking crushed it.
Yeah.
And when I saw this, like I had no idea who Winston Duke was. He's a big dude, sounds menacing, and then you find out he's watching interviews. He is like the nicest British dude in the world.
Which is
Yeah.
so great.
Yeah. Just a big teddy bear.
Yeah.
Like, you can just tell.
Yeah, which one of my favorite stories of like that was his big stepping out and coming out to the world, right? And there's a story of him going into a comic book store, and he's looking, and they're like, "Oh, what are you looking for?" And he's like, "I'm looking for Black Panther comics with M'Baku in them." And the guy looks at him, he's like, "I play M'Baku in the new movie," because he's trying to do his character development. He's trying to learn who that is, and the guy just gave him every copy that they had.
Yeah.
He went through everything and he found all of them and just gave them to him.
Yeah, just
which is
like, here.
awesome.
That's
Yeah.
so great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so great. The only there's gonna be one bad thing I'm gonna say about this movie, and it gets me every
So
time.
you don't like Chadwick Boseman.
Fucking hate Chad. No. Never mind.
Don't.
I'm totally no, not at all. The fucking rhinos, man. They're so cheesy to me.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Really?
What?
It's so cheesy to me. They come off so cheesy. I don't like it. I still don't like it even
There's
this
not
time
a need.
around.
But that's like an integral part of the comic books.
Yes,
like the
it's
Wakanda, like
there-
that's there.
Yeah, that is part of it. It just came off cheesy in that whole scene to me. It's just the CGI looked
Welcome
real,
to comic books.
Looked
This is your
real
first time being
weird.
here?
Okay, I'll say the CGI was not good for it. I can
Yes.
agree with that. But like to just hate it?
I just don't like that scene.
My thing is like
just those
it's
parts.
hard for me to not like things that are direct ties from the comic books, like they're just
Sometimes,
original
yes.
source material.
Yes.
And I can't think of anything that like, oh, it's a really good source material thing. I can think of changes they made for the better, but like the MCU and the Marvel producers in itself have been really good at keeping those things, and I think it's necessary because it shows how versatile Wakanda is.
Yeah.
Right? They have all this tech, they can do everything. No matter, and when it comes to like Wakanda as a nation, when everyone's united, I think it shows that no matter where the fight happens, Wakanda will prevail because they will take everything.
Yeah.
Because they are trained for that. They are prepared. They are thorough.
The
And
rhinos
it's-
weren't in Infinity War though.
I know, which is weird. It really upsets me.
They would have been helpful.
because they would have been super helpful.
Yeah, they would have, but
Yeah, they
I
needed
didn't
them.
see them
They
at
needed
all.
them.
I
I
never
don't
saw
remember
them
seeing them.
during Infinity War.
Would have been a
So-
much shorter movie if the rhinos were there.
Yeah, yeah.
Took 'em
Could you
all.
imagine like all the guys show up and there's like that big dude with the hammer and just gets gored by a rhino
Yeah.
and that's how it ends?
Yeah, yeah.
Like
or
just the rhinos stomp out all of Thanos' children.
Thanos goes to snap and a rhino just takes his whole arm off with the
Rips it
gauntlet.
off.
Yeah, we're just like, they just
And then
grab
the rhino has the gauntlet, and then it's a whole nether situation.
Yeah.
And the rhino just puts it on its own nose and just snaps his nose.
Yep. And he makes
It's
all
grass
the,
everywhere.
like yeah,
That's what he wants.
Yeah,
Just
he
the
just
whole
like-
world's covered in grass.
Covered in
now.
grass.
I'm just pretty sure the rhinos eat grass. I don't know, but that's what I imagine. Just
Yeah.
grass
So
everywhere.
you
That's what
think
they
that
want.
rhinos are like just not cows? They're just cows that are in Africa.
yeah, they're African
yeah,
cows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
African face horn cows.
Face
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks, rhinos.
If I had
Yeah.
internet right now, other than the stream, I would look that up, but I don't. So
Yeah.
let us know if you know what I'm.
Let me know.
Face
Let me know
horn-
if I'm wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong.
African face
Oh my
horn.
God.
Whatever it is the rhinos
That's
eat,
my
though.
favorite.
That's
That's my favorite shit I've ever heard.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah. I mean, that's pretty much what they are. I mean, he's not
it's
wrong.
He's accurate. All right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see you guys disagreeing with
God,
me.
I'm crying right now. All right. You're
It's
right.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Cool.
I guess might as well just kind of get into our last thoughts about this movie because I feel like we've covered most of this movie.
I'll tell you right now, rhinos are my first. I don't know why. Okay,
That's-
yes, you're right.
That somehow is going to become one of my favorite parts now,
Oh,
just because of this conversation.
God.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, Jeff, you're right. We should talk about
kind of our
something
final
other than the
thoughts.
rhinos.
Yeah.
But our final thoughts. Yeah.
I guess I'll start it out, and I'll give my final score just because we've hit it. Everybody's kind of hit it on like how much we love this movie. This 100%, no doubt in my mind, this movie is an absolute 6 for me.
Yeah.
This is 6 out of 6 Infinity Stones. I think this movie is fucking perfection. It is absolutely amazing. I can look past the stupid rhinos. Like, like it's whatever to me. Like, just the cast, the story, the setting, everything. I mean, it's fucking amazing. This was a cultural phenomenon, and I hope it continues to be that. Like as this character, this story of Wakanda and everything continues on. Like I'm super excited for it. So
Yeah.
is that pretty much your?
Yeah, same.
Six.
Six all the way.
Yeah.
My favorite.
Yeah, I know
By
this
far
was
movie.
this is
Yeah.
your absolute favorite.
Yeah.
So I knew you wanted to be.
I'd say I agree. 6 out of 6. And there aren't very many movies. There are only 3 in the MCU that I will give 6 out of 6 with, and this
same.
is one of them.
There's only 3.
I love this movie. It's phenomenal. It's great. Everything. Almost no complaints. It's just awesome. It's awesome, and I'll watch it time and time again.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
The man who just got a free shirt.
And a free drink.
Free drink.
Yeah.
I'm gonna agree. Like, just it was kind of one of those things where I'll look at it as it was a gift that we got Chadwick Boseman
Yeah.
for that amount of time and that little moment that we get to watch him in the movie. Because having gone back to watch it and watched it several times, every time I see it, it's like I still can't believe it.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things where, the setting, the writing, the graphics, everything was just, to me, just so well put together that you can't watch this movie and find many things disappointing about it besides, the rhinos and whatnot. But that's just. It was just to me like it is one of those things, like you said, it was perfection, and how it was just so well put together that you want to buy the movie, you want to buy the album that goes with it, and we've bought our kids Black Panther PJs, and and
both my
and-
girls wear Black Panther PJs all the time.
and then my little guy,
Black Panther PJs.
my little guy's getting himself a little Black
Oh,
Panther
that's
costume, so.
Hell yeah.
It's just one of those things that they're gonna, when my kids grow up and watch it, they're gonna wonder what happened with Chadwick Boseman and stuff, and it's gonna be one of those that, he did this movie and, just,
Life happened.
nature happened, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, but 6 out of 6, definitely. I loved it top to bottom.
Yep.
I mean, looking at this, it's just the intricacy of what they were doing with this movie when you looked at, like, we were talking about costuming, we're talking about casting, we're talking about sound design. Everything was thought of on such a higher level than I think I've seen in any other movie.
Yeah.
Because this was a very hard movie to come out.
Yeah.
Due to, people being shitty and not being ready
Yeah.
for something like this. They fucking did it. They went hard to the paint with everything.
Yep.
And it was worth it. The payoff was phenomenal. Everything was so well done. So yeah, I would have to agree. This is a 6 out of 6, which is my first 6 out of 6.
All right.
You're awesome. It is.
I'm glad I was here for your first.
Yeah.
Oh well,
Experience.
I was gonna say a lot of more weird things.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's just reel that back.
Yeah.
But CJ's been drunk a lot, so it's definitely not his first 6.
Anyway, so that's Black Panther. So, do we talk about what movie we're talking, and then we talk about each other? What do we do here?
We do what movie we're doing after. So,
Oh, okay.
so you can find me at The Real Jeff Woman on Instagram. You can find us at Blankfort Chronicles on Instagram, on Facebook, and Blankfort Bros on Twitter. Look for our podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts. We have a great show on there called Have You Played that Lance and I co-host, where we break down video games all the time. So we're gonna have quite a few episodes coming out. So very, very soon. So, but go back and listen to some of our older ones. Yeah.
I want to say thank you for letting me be a part of this.
No,
I
absolutely.
Thank you for being here.
watched and listened, and I think you guys do an awesome job of stuff that I love as well. So.
I mean, anytime you want to be on another one. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't announce what we're going to be doing next, but it's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
It's gonna be very quick, maybe a little angry.
Oh. I'm in.
What
Let
do
me
you think
know.
we're doing next? Oh,
No,
gotcha.
not the next
Oh,
movie. The
our
next-
next,
Yeah.
our next series.
The next series.
Come
Okay.
on, guys.
Yes, I
Yeah.
gotcha.
We'll-
Yes.
we'll do that.
Okay.
You see
After
what I was
after
doing?
we're done with the MCU.
See what I was
Keep it
doing?
in the
All right.
family.
Yeah.
All right. Let's keep it in the family. All right. God damn it, Tina, you win.
That was
Guess
good.
what? You own the podcast now.
Yeah.
It's your podcast.
This is yours.
Here, just give her all the microphones.
Yep.
Just attach them
Just
all
jump.
to you. You just
She's
have
like,
4
jokes on you
microphones.
guys. I already got your guys' name trademarked. she owns our LLC.
Bitches now.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Well, Jesse, how can people get a hold of you if they want
Twitter, Superman Ghost.
Hell yeah.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite.
I'm still shocked that you guys are shocked that I Superman Ghost. I tried to find Superman by itself, and apparently it was taken.
to? Oh, well.
Probably. Henry Cavill probably.
Yeah,
has it.
Probably.
I know.
Yeah. He should. If he doesn't, somebody should give it to him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lance, where can we find you, man?
As you just said, the have you played Lancelot BFC on Instagram? Even though I'm not super active, I'll work on that eventually. Maybe, probably. I don't know. I'm a busy dude. I got shit
Yeah.
going on. You know, it's whatever.
It's whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
You got hosed.
You get hosed.
Get
Yeah,
hosed.
you did get hosed.
Yeah, just getting hosed. Yeah, I'm getting all these hoes. So many hoes.
Luda! On that note, by the way, Ludacris was just a computer programmer, and then he now is hacking into many
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Anyway, on that note,
Oh.
so you can find me at Colin Ferguson on Instagram. You can also find me within the podcast of Mise en Plastered, which will be starting season 2. Season 2. We're working on some clever
gosh.
wordplay. Yeah,
Of course.
it's fun. In a couple weeks, so keep an eye on that. That's available everywhere. We're trending in the Philippines for some reason, and I'm cool with it. So, otherwise, I don't know. You can just send me a message on Instagram and say hi.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty friendly guy.
Yeah.
But you won't be able to find me for the next 2 weeks because I'm off the grid.
Yeah.
Off the grid.
Completely.
Like, Jimmy was like, the grid.
Good. Off the grid.
Yeah.
Off the grid.
Off the grid.
Jeff,
Nobody
what
gets
is
that reference.
next?
No. Nobody's gonna
If
remember.
someone gets that reference,
Yes, we will post that up. You will never. It's the most obscure fucking movie that we
Yeah.
all loved.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it's
Still love.
yes. I haven't watched it in a long time. We should
should
watch
watch it.
that movie.
We should
I'm
watch
gonna
it.
say
We
right
should definitely
now,
watch it.
Soon. Yeah, we'll watch it.
Yeah.
Okay,
let's do
we'll
it.
watch it.
Yeah, I would love if
Okay.
anybody got that. So
Jeff, what is next week's movie?
next week, which are we gonna post next week? Or are we gonna stream next week?
Okay, we won't do next
2
week,
weeks.
but 2 weeks from now,
2 weeks
we'll
from now.
continue on through the MCU.
CJ's gonna be real excited about our next one. It's his favorite one. We're
It's a good
doing
thing I have things in this hand, because
we're do-
otherwise I was gonna just attack Lance.
we're doing Thor Ragnarok next week.
I'm very excited about this
Yes.
one. Okay.
Yes.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
We're all excited. I just want to watch that movie every day,
Yeah.
all day.
Yeah. So,
It's perfection.
Yeah. Great. That's gonna be super cool.
Yeah. I'm excited.
I
So.
wish I didn't have things in my hand.
Yep. So 2 weeks from now, we'll probably go back to our normal Tuesday format. So Tuesday, you can find us at 8 Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on twitch.tv/Blanket Fort Chronicles. All right. Love you all.
Love you guys.
Love you.
You guys
Bye,
want to go
guys.
play some Space Invaders on this cool ass
Yes.
arcade cabinet that Jeff
Yeah,
and I bought?
we should.
Yeah,
We should.
definitely do.
Yeah, let's hopefully we beat the high score of 680.
Ooh.
I thought you were going to
That's
leave it at
child's
6.
play.